Everyone, hello, and welcome to another SEO Secrets with Josh Paszynski. That would be me. If you've never seen the show before, we are the finest place on the YouTubes to get information about SEO. We've been doing SEO I've been doing it for 30 years. I've been doing it roughly, if I round up. I've been doing close, 1998, so I don't know, 25 years, whatever. Um, I've been doing this show for about 15 years, roughly. We like to bring the SEO news to the people, so to speak, automatic for the people. This week is an interesting week. Not a lot going on, but I'll get to the news in a second. There's before I do that, a couple of house cleaning things to get out of the way. If you want to make sure you see the show, make sure you like and subscribe. You also have the ability to ask questions as Dawn has joined us here in the Zoom. You can also ask questions of me here in Zoom, ask private questions, or ask me anything you want to know about SEO. If you're watching on the YouTubes, or if you're listening later, you can ask live if you're watching on the YouTubes. Dawn can ask live in the Zoom chat as well. Just make sure, Dawn, let me know if it's a private or a public question I can use. You can also ask in the description underneath. I'm here to help. I'm here to help with SEO. I know a lot about it. I don't want to sound braggadocious. I don't want to sound arrogant, as some people have said, but I know everything about it. There's really not much more to know about it that I don't know. I could definitely help you rank. If you're having any ranking problems, I can definitely fix that for you. My SEO audits are legendary in their capability to suss out exactly what's going on with your SEO and to help you fix it. I have countless testimonials of people who have had a audit and said, "Hey, Josh, I did what you said and it worked. Wow, who knew? Who knew? Who knew you could know what to do in SEO?" Me, after a lot of testing, very much a lot of testing, a lot of experience, a lot of hard testing. Is that how I know? Okay, another ongoing segment in the show is Josh broadcasting YouTube correctly? And I go to the YouTubes, and yes, I am broadcasting to YouTube correctly. Awesome, so that's good. Good to know that the broadcast is actually working correctly. I'm just going to, no, I hear myself. I'm just going to mute that. Okay, great. All right, so this week in SEO. So I'm not going to keep you guys too long. So if you guys have questions, make sure you fire them in here. I want to make today a quick show. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. My friends just got back from New Zealand, and I picked them up at the airport. So, they went halfway around the world. So clearly they picked up every single pathogen that exists between Canada, between Vancouver, Canada area and New Zealand. All the pathogens. What pathogens do they pick up? All of them, all the pathogens. So I'm a little bit under the weather, so I don't know how much I'm going to be yammering on here. I've got my leave me alone. I'm only talking to my cat today mug to drink my protein shake, which is gross looking but tasty. Okay, got to build more muscles. Got to try to maintain the muscle mass. At 50, everything you do is trying to maintain the muscle mass that quickly wants to leave your body. Anyway, so okay. So what's new in SEO? So let me see here. Let me go to my notes. All right. So for this week, October 4th to 10th, 2025, there's a couple new interesting things. One, regulators put Google search on notice in the United Kingdom. Something called the CMA formally gave Google search strategic market status, opening the door to rules like choice screens, fair ranking requirements, data portability, and publisher consent for AI overviews usage. Allegedly, according to this Financial Times article, this is the first big use of UK's new digital markets powers, and could ripple into SEO visibility and AI future results. So what does that mean? So the most important part here is the publisher consent for AI overviews usage. That's an important part. So remember, guys, I'm old enough to remember the dot-com boom. I was a teenager in the 90s. Again, I was raging against the machine. I was not being outshined. Again, the joke, I was smelling like Teen Spirit. And we're all grunging. We're all grunging in the 90s. And while I was grunging away, the dot-com boom happened. And we're kind of like in the early stages of the dot-com boom. Remember, there was a bunch of browsers that came out. For example, like Netscape Navigator, Mozilla the browser, and then like the first Internet Explorer. Chrome wasn't even a twinkle in its daddy's eye yet. for quite some time. And so we're kind of at that stage. We're still at the Netscape Navigator stage, quite frankly. No one has come out with the next killer app to kill ChatGPT yet, or kill Google yet. So there's going to be, if history is any teacher, there's going to be a number of revisions before we get to the point where things flesh out how they're going to flesh out. We don't have the Google yet. So that means a number of things that I want to really quickly point out. I know I've ranted about them a number of times in the past, so I'm going to rant about them again. One, GEO. Forget GEO. Forget generative experience optimization. It's not really a thing yet that you really need to worry about. The vast majority of the search share is still using Google. This is Google's race to lose, and so ranking in Google, and besides, all the generative engine like Perplexity and ChatGPT, they just use Google as a search engine anyway. So it's still all about the Googles. You still want to rank in the Googles. You want to get high in the Googles. You want to get into the AI overview of Google. That for sure you want to do. If you can get, let me show you a recent win from one of my students here. We have a whole bunch of wins. I'll have to scroll up quite a bit. Ryan, our local guru, got a win. Rick got a huge win, as you can see. Renee's making a lot of money with affiliate stuff. And then here is Simon's win. So here's a major win in the AI overview. Getting a link in here. That's what you want. You want to get a link in the AI overview. This link here means money. Money. A lot of money for Simon and a lot of money more for his clients he's doing SEO for in a your money, your life niche, as you can see. And that's real. That's not fake. That's not made up. These are all real wins from my mentorship group, SEO University. If you would like to be able to get these kinds of wins and make tens of thousands of dollars per month doing SEO pretty easily, join my mentorship group. It's the best kept secret in SEO, partially because we want it that way. We don't want to be on Google's radar. We have noticed ranking vulnerabilities before. Don asked, I got J and D mixed up because of the URL I'm about to give you. Don asked, can I have the link? Sure, it's joinseou.card, CARRD.co. So it's joinseou.card.co, and you can read a bit of the SALS informations. Let me show you here. So the SALS informations, and you can see you can get in here. We teach you how to get in here. This is what you should be doing. Yeah, so that's where you want to go. Join SEU.card, but that's two R's. Card. It's a hard R, like I was in the Trailer Park Boys. Ricky, get in the car. Get in the car. That's the beloved East Coast or Halifax specifically, Nova Scotia specifically accent, which I love. I did my master's degree in Halifax at a nice little school called Dalhousie. Beautiful town and beautiful people, and I love their accent. So whenever I watch the Trailer Park Boys, it warms my heart because it's like people from, well, in this case, they would say Dartmouth. It's Dartmouth, as I was spelled, but they would say Dartmouth, which is across the water, kind of a sister city to Halifax. That's actually where they filmed. Originally, that's where they filmed Trailer Park Boys. Not sure where they film it now. The latest Netscape thing came out. Don says, music to my ears. Yes, exactly, my friend. Which, not to be confused from the Newfie accent, which the Newfie accent sounds like, in my opinion, I apologize to all my friends in Newfoundland who might be watching this, gibberish. I can't understand a word, and most people in Canada can't understand a word of what people in Newfoundland are saying. It's kind of what it sounds like. Sorry. Yeah, I use the guys in the middle of the boats, and I use the guys that say those, something like that. Which is funny. Funny story. I'll divert for a second. So when my wife and I were going to do our master's degree in Halifax, the guy who was renting the apartments for us was from Newfoundland. He was a Newfie. I swear he was just doing it to fuck with us. I swear he was just doing it to mess with us. He'd be like, And he smiled. I'll be like, oh, we look at each other like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. 2 bedrooms? Is that what I think I heard? Yeah, sure, great. Fine. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Anyway, also, and Lars is also here. Hello, Lars. How you doing, my friend? If you have any questions, please let me know. Put them in the chat, and if you want to mark it as private, please do, and then I'll answer it after the show. I can answer any SEO question as long as I have the time, and I wanted to keep this talking short, so I should have some time today to answer some questions. So, guys, fire the questions in there if you got them. I can answer any SEO question. Put them in there. Try to stump me. See if you can stump me. Put the questions in there. You'll get some value. Okay. What else is new? What else is new here? So again, the publisher consent for AI overviews usage. So we're early in this, right? And right now there's a major battle raging regarding AI in general. Is that, of course, the way AI works is you train it on a lot of data. Who owns this data? Well, not the AI companies. So they're using the established law, the precedent that Google set, that they're allowed to crawl everyone's website and steal their information and put it into their database so that they can rank these pages. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to scrape it, you're allowed to keep it. Of course, Google doesn't let you scrape their search results. That's another that's another big piece of news which is coming up. Yeah, that's a huge piece of news that's coming up. I don't want to bury the lead on that, but um, so they're allowed to do that. So the AI company is like, great, we can scrape everything and we can read all the information, all the music from Suno, all the images for Midjourney, all of the video for Sora and for Runway. I think the other one, other video one is, and all of the text for ChatGPT and large language models like Perplexity, ChatGPT, Llama, whatever else there is, and Google for Gemini. And people are not that happy when major publishers, major writers, major authors, major content creators, major artists are finding out that their content that they put blood, sweat, money, and tears into is now feeding an AI, which can very quickly probably outcompete them. Maybe not the same level of quality, at least not yet, nowhere near yet in some cases. But in music and Midjourney, have you guys played with Suno? Suno, Suno. Try making some music in it. It sounds pretty fucking good. I'm gonna tell you. I'm here to say. I'm gonna do my Robert De Niro face. It's pretty good. Sounds pretty fucking good. Sorry, I don't know why I'm making a De Niro face today, but maybe it's because my eyes are tired. My eyes are so tired. It sounds really good, actually, and now that's part of the problem that lately produced music sounds a lot like crap, and they boil it down to be as simple as possible to be consumable to the largest audience. That's why jazz and classical doesn't sell very well because it's too complex, it's too lyrical, it's not catchy enough, right? It's not music made for the Papagino and Papaginas, the Homer Simpsons of the world. Which I'm not judging. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying it's not. It's not made to be. It's not McDonald's. It's not fast food. It's this complex portmanteau of flavors, which doesn't resonate on the musical palette. So Suno had a really easy job then of just learning it, and now can spit it out. Go to Suno, give it some lyrics, and you'll be amazed at how good the music is that can come out. Same with Midjourney. Midjourney can do some beautiful images. You don't you don't really need to hire a photographer anymore. Sorry, eh? You don't really need to. I'll put a Canadian accent on it. Maybe people will be less pissed off. Sorry, eh? It's the way it is, eh? Sorry, eh? You don't really. I mean, depending what you want to do, there's a lot of options there, right? And so obviously these people are pissed off, as well they should be pissed off. Now, I've always said what these AI companies should do, and this was a court case that was in front of courts for a while. I don't know what happened with the verdict or what happened with the case. I mean, I kind of do. I don't actually know, but I know, if you know what I mean, in that nothing would happen, but that content creators should be reimbursed for this kind of stealing, quite frankly, of their content. One second. So that's so that's where we are in the AI race. So this new piece of news about the UK doing this is that we're still in discussions of who's going to pay for the content. Are they going to pay for the content? Are they allowed to use the content? Are the AI companies just going to get away with this? The answer is yes. The AI companies are just going to get away with this. This is the new internet. This is the new $1 trillion bubble. This is the new can't fail bubble, right? It's going to be the money making. Assuming civilization continues, it's going to be the money making wave of the future. This is the new car. The horse and buggy is out. That's just the way that it is. The DVDs are out. Streaming is in. That's just the way that it is. So I suggest you use AI to get rich now. Make your money now. Get SEO Copilot, my AI to do SEO, and make your money now before something radically changes. And we're all talking to Sarah Johansson. Sarah Johansson. What's her name? Scarlett Johansson is her name. Yes, I'll become a pirate all of a sudden. Scarlett Johansson. That's the name. Yeah, before we're, the movie Her, before we're all talking and falling in love with our operating systems, and no one does any web searches anymore except for AI. And then it's just AIs talking to AIs and then regurgitating that for a human somewhere along the chain. Which that doesn't mean SEO is dead in that case by any stretch of the imagination. In many cases, it would be easier because the AI is going to be super smart, but also super easy to fool in many, many ways. Like a super autistic, 180 IQ child of 8. That's what it's going to be like trying to convince the AI that you're the best place for blah or X, Y, Z or whatever it is. It doesn't mean SEO is dead by any stretch of the imagination. But while we still have kind of a grip on how it works, you should be trying to make all your money now, quite frankly, in it. And you can make a ton. Again, rounding all the way back to the AI overview, if you get a link in there, you get 70 to 80% of the clicks as opposed to the 30% we were getting for ranking number 1 for the last 15 years, 20, 15 years. Okay, more news. So, and that's the other big piece of news here is the ranking turbulence. So this is the big thing I was talking about. So for between October 7th and 8th, there was SERP volatility midweek. We noticed this in SEO University. It also comes along with lately, you got to watch Google carefully. You have to watch the subtle things that happen. Or you got to listen to somebody who spends their time doing that, or a group that spends their time doing that, like us. Midweek, I don't know. You guys tell me if anyone else has noticed this. Whenever you go to incognito mode and you do a search, you start getting immediately threatened and immediately challenged, if you will, with the "Are you a human?" prompt. You got to click it, and it says your IP address, blah 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 blah. That thing that you would normally only get when you were really dicking around with Google search and really messing around with their stuff, they'd start giving you a 403 error and whatnot. You're like, Josh, what is this? What does it look like? Well, I can't necessarily demonstrate it. Let's see if it's still turned on. Let's go to incognito window and say, let's just type in gibberish and see, boom. No, it didn't challenge me. Okay, fine. So let's go and are you a human Google screen? So it looks like, where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's, that's funny. Can't find it. It has the I'm not a robot kind of screen like this. It does give you that, and it gives you an error block from Google. Yeah, this one here. This is the screen that you get. So people were getting this in incognito mode immediately, right? And so because they think they've detected unusual traffic. So what is that about? That is actually a very important thing. That is a very important thing. So although people said that AI was the doom and gloom of SEO, and then decided to make up a new thing called GEO long before it's ready or isn't really a thing, and they're trying to make they're trying to bilk people out of money for this thing which is useless at this time, GEO. And I pushed back against that. However, at the same time, this is possibly could be an issue for a lot of SEOs in kind of a weird way, because that's Google trying to block scrapers. Now, remember I talked about scraping earlier, where Google is allowed to scrape you and store you in their database. Excuse me. But again, not feeling too great. I apologize. But we're not allowed to scrape them, apparently. They're like, okay, what to do? I don't care about scraping them. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because you can't do SEO by hand anymore. You can't do it by eye anymore. It's not possible unless you have the tiniest site in the tiniest niche, and you're in the 5% of people who are trying to have a landscaping business in small town USA. Okay, yeah, maybe you could do SEO by eye if you wanted to be a full-time SEO for 8 hours a day, not do any landscaping for months. Then maybe you could get a website to rank. For everybody else, it's not going to work anymore. You're going to need AI or for employees from Upwork and the money to pay them to be able to do all the work you need to do to successfully rank in niches that make a lot of money or make really any appreciable money. And so, fine, you could still do it. You don't have to swim across the Atlantic. You could take a plane. It's not a problem. People do it every day. It's not an issue. Except for now, possibly. Because if they turn off scraping, that turns off Ahrefs, it turns off SEMrush, which were useless anyway. You can cancel your accounts for Ahrefs and SEMrush now. They're not worth the money. Ranking is not based solely on links, not even primarily on links. It's not even one of the top 3 ranking factors anymore. That was a direct admission from Google. Ahrefs and SEMrush are completely overpriced and useless, completely useless as a tool to do SEO. I could save you the whatever grandiose fee they charge per month now and cancel them right now. There's no justifiable use for them at all, period. If you don't believe me or understand me, email me and I will explain more. But if you're like, Josh, that's the basis of my SEO, well, then I'm going to tell you now before you fail and have to get a job at McDonald's, stop. It's way too expensive. It doesn't tell you anything you actually need to know. Their difficulty scores are complete horseshit based on just links, which again is not even in the top 3 of ranking factors of the 15 other factors that are major factors that they should be tracing, like I trace in SEO Copilot. For way cheaper, I might add. Far, far cheaper. But even my beloved SEO Copilot could be in danger because we need to scrape the SERP. We need to scrape this. What does scrape the SERP mean, Josh? We need to scrape this Google's search engine results page to see what the rankings are, to get a sense of who your competitors are, and do a number of other analysis, not only in the top 10, but the top 100, for example. They recently took away the top 100, and we saw this months ago, prepared for it months ago. SEO Copilot was fine for that. Although a bunch of other tools, including Search Console, got caught out on this. Now, if you're like, what? Yes, and I talked about it, and I told you how to spot it. Search Console got caught on this. So let me show you what that looks like. So here. So it might look like this. So here, it might look like this. Around September 11th, you see all of a sudden dots and dashes. This is a death signal, right? This is a death signal. This is a site that wasn't doing too well. It's a death signal. I think it's probably been abandoned. I think, I'm not really sure. Apologies if this person is pissed off at me showing this, but I can blur it if you want. But this is what this looks like for a site that's not making a lot of traffic. And here's what it looks like for a site that does have traffic. The ranking line shoots up, but the impressions line does not. In fact, the impressions line goes down and the click line goes down. That's a very bad sign, because here they're tracking your full top 100 rankings, even in Search Console. And then when Google turned off the num 100, here is where it's just giving you what you're doing on page 1 to 2. Page 1 and 2 is what they're doing here. And that's what it looks like, okay? And so even Search Console wasn't aware that Google would be doing this. And if you look at the job postings, which we do for Google, they recently tried to hire a scraping scraping master or a scraping experienced scraper, because they want to learn how people do scraping so they can stop it. They obviously don't want us scraping their search results anymore, because we can make AIs that can just scrape the search results and automatically build things. And there are a bunch of douchebags who want to make SEO impossible and put us all out of work, so that billion or two that gets spent on SEO every year goes into their coffers, because they're a bunch of greedy douchebag jerks. Yes, I said it. They're a bunch of greedy douchebag jerks. What, 100 billion in profit per year isn't fucking enough for you, fucking greedy jackals? Fuck you. So if you forgive my French, I told you I was just me and my cat talking today. Merde, actual French. They are merde. Okay, so So that could actually be an issue. This could be a problem. Them not allowing any scraping of the Google search results. Whether they'll be able to pull it off or not, I'm not really sure. But that also is what ties into the, when you're in incognito mode, all of a sudden getting immediately challenged to prove you're a human, because they're going to machine learn everything that happens, that the mouse move happens, and everything happens, because they track everything in Chrome. Every Chrome browser, which is almost all the browsers, are based on Chromium now. Every Chrome browser, they get information back from that. That's been leaked. Everybody knows this. This is public information. They watch every single thing you click and every single thing you do. They can, they do, and they have. Don't think for a second they don't. So the proof is, why would they challenge? Because they're going to watch everything you do, so they can prove which every little tiny little minute movement is clearly a human versus some kind of a robot. And if people want to continue scraping Google in the future, this might come down to it that they're going to have to be able to fake that. So we have ways of getting around it. We have things we can do. SEO isn't dead. It would be a major pain in my butt of having to pivot and change some things and do some things. So it's not the end of the world. But it could be a challenge for sure. So that is another major thing to watch out for. And Ahrefs and SEMrush are going to have a huge problem because their entire business model is based off of this. So there's another reason why I don't know if this is going to happen. Because they are very lucrative companies right now, and they are going to lose huge market share and huge value in their companies when and if this comes to be. So either they've got to ask Google for a special dispensation, or they got to plug into Search Console if Search Console can get this information back, because even Search Console doesn't have the full number, top 100, quite frankly, at the moment. And they're going to have to ask for a special dispensation from Google. Some kind of deals have to be made. I could see lawsuits in the future for sure, big, huge lawsuits of Google destroying their company. And luckily, the United States is a country of laws with a well-protected FTC that is going to immediately go after Google and get justice for us. So there you go. This might only, I mean, who knows what the rest of the world is going to do. Clearly the UK has been on Google for quite some time about their anti-capitalist, monopolist tendencies, which somebody here has been warning people about, in a TED talk for a very long time, just saying, whatever. So that's what's new going on in SEO right now. Interesting times. So let's get to the Ask Me Anything portion, guys. Dawn and Lars, if you guys have any questions, please fire them in the chat, or if you have a microphone, go ahead and turn it on. Also, I'll check now on the YouTube. Guys, whatever questions you have, there's a few people watching here. Ask me any questions you guys got. Otherwise, I'm going to bid you adieu. I'll say au revoir. I'll say bonjour, bonsoir. So what do you got? What questions you guys got? Try to stop me with an SEO question. Ask me anything. Any SEO question you guys got, ask it for me. And so, sorry, I didn't finish my point there. Yeah, so put the questions in the chat. Ask me anything you want. Let me just finish my point. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen. I don't know if Google's going to be able legally to do that. I don't know if they're going to be able to technologically do that. I don't know if people, scraping is such a lucrative business that I don't know that scrapers are not going to be keeping up, because Google use AI to catch them. They'll use AI to do it. So it's going to be like this arms race. It's people have always been able to find the cracks in between Google's algorithms and make the SEO industry possible. And it doesn't mean that the SEO industry wouldn't be possible. It just means that one of our major tools we're using right now, we'd have to use some other tools, which is fine. That can be done. That can be done. It could also be to cut out. It could be to cut out ChatGPT and Perplexity using Google as search results, and be like, "F you, build your own search engine," which again makes sense to me on the same level that the artists are like, "F you, make your own art to train it off of." So a little ironic, right? So so again, we're really early. There's going to be some big swings. There's going to be some big changes, but it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be tons of money there to be made for people who are enterprising and want to get into it for sure. All right, guys. So I don't see any questions. So awesome. A nice quick day, a half-hour show. Great. Less time for people to hear me yammering on. So I'd like to thank people for watching today. Thanks very much. Yeah, so keep doing your SEO, guys. Now is the time to dig in and make tens of thousands of dollars per month doing this so that you can use that money, I don't know, to do something else if this ever changes or you don't want to do it or you don't like it anymore. Now is the time to dig in to find how to make money here, because this is the gold mine here. You can get links in the AI overview, and there's no ads there yet. So this is wide open for you to make a ton of money. And people are still have to do SEO right now. People are like, no matter what I've said today, SEO will always exist because organic traffic will always exist, and people will always need to capture organic traffic. And not everyone can afford Google Ads or wants to pay the giant Google tax to do it. So that's always going to continue, right? That's never going to stop, and they're always going to have to hire people to do that. Oh, great. Dawn fired in a question. I can answer that in a second. So jump in with both feet, because now is the time to make the money. This is the .com boom, and it's not like I'm going to wait until the final winner of the .com boom comes out. No, you want to be making money on it now. And that's where the example doesn't make any sense, because the .com boom changed everything in a bit more of a fundamental way than what's happening now. We still have SEO now, and so while the cracks are open in these new buildings that have been put up, this is a crazy metaphor. In the cracks are open in these new Walmarts that have been set up that have no guards and the doors are open. Go in and get all your stuff. Now is the time to go and collect resources, and then you can protect your resources later. All right, Don asked a question. He says, I've read about some other likely well-known SEOs claiming the primary Google business profile category and secondary categories should be reflected on the business website homepage. Are you of the same mind? Definitely. The Google business profile category and secondary categories are telling Google what it is the business is about. So that's what your whole website should be reflected on, is what the business is about. And so definitely that should be repeated. It doesn't necessarily have to be repeated on the index page, although it will be, because it's going to be repeated in the top navigation, your main navigation, which is what you're going to be about. That should be repeated on every page, what you're about. So that, I wouldn't worry about that, Don. That's kind of a minor issue. But I would be worried if it didn't say, I would just change index page to site. I don't know if specifically mentioning them on the index page are going to help. They might. It might. We've never actually tested that. Never heard of that. Never tested that. But it would be hard not to, because that means I'd have to take it out of the. It'd be hard not to mention it, because you'd have to take it out of mentioning it anywhere in the index page to see if there was a difference, and I guarantee you there'd be a difference. It's got to be in the top navigation at least. You got to talk about who you are and what you do, at least in general, on the index page. So my answer would be, yeah, I think so, and there's really no way to test that either. I can tell you right now what the results of the test would be. If you removed what you were about from either the index page, or B, the site, I guarantee it would affect the rankings for sure, in a negative way for sure, definitely. Okay, all right. Any questions here on the tube views? Nope. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks, Don. Thanks, Lars, for sitting in. Oh, and we have to do the free SEO audit. Don and Lars were here, but only Don is left. Lars left. So Don, you win the SEO audit. So there's an SEO Power Hour audit coming for you, my friend. Email me at my email address there, and we can get you set up for that. Like I said, my audits are legendary for being able to help people rank. So you win as being the only person left here on this. It's very dark, dingy, rainy Friday here that I'm going to cut short because I'm feeling like the weather at the moment. Okay. All right, guys. So thanks very much for listening and watching. Again, if you have any SEO questions after this, you can email me at joshbachynski@gmail.com. That's JOSHB as in Bob, ACH, Y as in YouTube, N as in Nancy, SKI@gmail.com. And I can answer any SEO question. Try to stump me. Fire away, and keep on working, guys. Keep on rocking. Keep on getting SEO wins for yourself, because now's the time to do it. Now's the time to collect resources and catapult